Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss what products we're interested in a distillery gift shop. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guest, guest, Tim Swyatt, who is the only person that bothered to show up today.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy.
Hi.
Hey-o. So, yes, Tim, congratulations to you. You're actually here. So, about 15 minutes before we go on air, the excuse train rolls into town, makes a stop in St. Louis to let me know that Kathy was the first one. So I hear from Kathy that her mother doesn't have electricity. She's 87 years old, and Kathy needs to pick her up and take her to a hotel. Now, this sounds pretty legit, but it seems like it could be addressed perhaps earlier in the day. I don't.
Well,
I'm just saying.
We will see what the social media feeds say because they don't lie.
Right.
You can watch this as we go. As her and her mom are having a blast at some bar.
She's at the bar. Yeah, she's probably at this bar where they know her just as KK. But apparently she goes to this bar all the time now. So yeah, she'll probably at this bar, I would guess.
Partying with her mom.
Yeah, maybe. Mom might not even be involved. She's just the excuse. So we'll see.
Possible.
And then Ryan Thompson calls me and says, "Hey, I'm here in line. I'm stuck at the Canadian border. And once I cross the border, we'll get to the hotel and I'll give you a call." I'm like, what the hell?
Are the hotels directly on the border?
No.
It's that fast. You walk out, you go through the border and you're at your hotel.
You actually pull into the hotel as you cross the border. So yeah.
The border
That's
hotel.
the first stop. It's like walking through a gift shop after you get off a ride.
And then he gives me,
right there.
Is that okay? No, it's not okay. You have to, I guess, run up to the front of the line and say, I'm with the Bourbon Daily. This is a matter of national security.
They should let you through. That's media.
Exactly. It's media. Exactly.
That's true.
They don't need the bad PR.
He's no Delphine, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just the three of us. Ryan may join at some point. They're not going to be on this show, but maybe later in the evening. And Kathy sounds like she's just out. So yeah.
My husband
depends on how Ryan answers that question at the border when they ask, "Hey, Ryan, excuse me, Mr. Thompson, have you ever been to Key West, Florida?" Let's see how he answers that one. It could be a long visit or it could be a short visit.
Weird. We've got a warrant for your arrest.
Yes. What were you going to say about?
I was going to say my husband might show up eventually, and who knows? He could be willing, maybe wouldn't be willing. So we could probably get him to do a show or two.
As we record this now, at this point, as you're hearing this, it will already have come out not only on the ABV network channel, but then on the Bourbon Daily as well. The Lovebirds ads. Tim, did you revisit that special that I did? Because I did a lot of production into that one.
You did a lot of work on that one, Steve.
Yeah.
I've actually gone back to it multiple times because it is some of my favorite.
It's hilarious.
Of the Bourbon Daily and the expectations were exceeded.
Thank
Somebody
you.
who listened to them before.
It's so good that you're just dying. And if you don't know Royce and Beka, maybe it's not as funny. It's still funny, I think. But if you do know them, like Steinkamp was driving, I think he had to pull off the road because he was in tears. He couldn't see through his own laughter tears because he knows all the parties involved. He didn't know.
He's a little closer to Royce and Beka than most others, and understands how much effort and how much
he's
love
come to
was
the
shared
table
between the
after those ads, so he never knew this existed. And listening to that, he nearly died because he was heading down to Lake of the Ozarks, and it was a little just too much. So and I believe he had to listen the second time as well because he missed a lot of it from laughter due to laughter.
That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah,
you really need to sit and listen and focus because there's a lot of there's just a lot there to unpack.
Yeah. The warden listened and said, that was terrible. That was terrible. What a waste. So, it's so great.
Why is Amy got to be so critical?
And she's like, because I did some production where I had some sound effects in there. Like you hear on podcasts, like not on our podcast. We don't have sound effects on this podcast, but most podcasts, they have some sort of sound effect. I did that. I took the time to do the job right. And it was terrible. So that's her official rating. She gave me a 1-star review. Said she wished she could give 0, but so it was 1 star.
Let's consider the source, Steve. Let's be honest. This is someone who can't figure out what the process is when we walk into the house.
Right.
You shut the damn garage door and you keep it shut. So let's just start there, and we can just let that go.
I've got that leads to the small talk for the day. So the warden apparently says she suffers from acid reflux, and when this happens, she's had to go out to the couch, and then she props up some pillows, and then she's more upright, and apparently that's better. I don't have that condition, but apparently that's better to do that. So then she goes on to Amazon. Now, this is a woman. She is, accountant, very smart, probably should have 3 or 4 degrees at this point because she's not only helped me, some of my friends, she's helped my kid get even chemistry degrees. When the kid needs help, she's struggling with chemistry. My wife, who's not a chemist, helps her with because my wife, she's smart like that. But so she decides she finds on Amazon one of these pillows. And it's like a wedge. It's literally like a wedge. So if you can imagine, the back is tall and then it tapers down onto the bed. And she gets this and puts it in our bed. I'm like, what the hell is that? Oh, this is going to help me with my acid reflux. I'm like, okay. And then first night, she gets into bed and she's like, I don't like this. My feet are hanging off the bed. I said, why are you laying in the middle of bed? She's laying at the end. She's not even laying on the pillow, really, just the very tip, because she doesn't want to. I'm like, and I said, of course your feet are hanging off the bed. You're laying, you're supposed to be laying where you're sitting, almost with your front of your body propped up. She's like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't watch the video yet. There's a video you can.
You don't have to watch the video.
I don't have to watch the video. I don't have the affliction, and I haven't watched the video, but I know how it works, right? Does anybody feel like they would need to watch the video before they knew how the pillow worked?
Nope. That is
self-explanatory, I would think, when you look at that thing.
I haven't watched the video, so I don't know how
it is wild how some of these people, and I know numerous ones of these people who are so incredibly smart, yet so incredibly dense on occasion.
Yeah.
And you're like, you are way smarter than I can ever be in my entire life. I've got one of those friends. She's got a master's degree and she's a professor at a college.
Right.
And she says some shit, and I'm just like, you are so dumb.
Right.
How do you say these things that make 0 sense? They make 0, and I guess it's because they just put so much effort into their act. Like there's not enough space left in their brain for the just the common sense things.
Yeah,
and
all these math formulas and shit.
They're just so smart. You say there's math and there's all these crazy things going on that the common sense side of things just falls away because I guess that's why they generally marry someone that's not as smart with more common sense, Steve.
Yeah, exactly.
And I find you to be very smart, but I think the warden IQ-wise is probably a lot higher, but she's got you at least to help her sit up in bed.
Just get through life,
it out.
Figure out how to work that pillow, which what I don't understand, it's basically what she said she would have to do when she was going out to the couch. She would prop herself up. The pillow does that. You don't need like 5 pillows then.
Correct.
It's the same thing. I don't understand how you can, and she's laying, like in the middle of the bed. I thought, well, maybe this will work out. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say anything. She's positioned about right here.
See, well, what's funny, Steve, is that if you that idea, that pillow came from like most of our smart things have come from the porn industry. So if you flip that thing in a certain way, you can have some real good fun, entertaining things too as well. So,
I'll tell you, Steve.
They
I don't need to watch a video to figure that one out. You just said that in my head. The light clicked on. I'm like, I got that figured out. I know how to do that. Yeah, I was like, is there an accompanying video with that? Kind of mature audience only video with the pillow. No, I don't need to watch the mature. I got that figured out.
I understand what the purpose is.
And then if you lay on it this way, wow, I don't have to work as hard. This is great.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so there you go. There's the story of the pillow. So on that note, we'll drink.
Yeah, we need to.
We do. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Beka. She looks like she's close to being ready to go here. She was making a selection. So
I was kind of like
I was pre-podcasting mix too as well with the wine.
Yes, always. I don't know if you guys do this when you're picking out like what you're going to drink first, but I always like to start lowest proof first and then work my way up to the highest proof. Do you
That's a good idea, though I can't say I do that every time, but yes.
I don't do it every time, but I do try to do it most of the time just because it seems like probably a better idea than just being trashed immediately on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyways, I'm going to start with the Bottle and Bond from Snumpy's. We've got some Old Monroe wheat whiskey here.
Okay.
From possibly Steve, but once again, I have 2 bottles of this, and I'm not sure where that second bottle showed up from.
Okay, that's very good. That's going to be tough to beat.
Classic Stumpy's cork pop.
That's going to be tough to beat, and I don't think I'm going to do it, and I doubt Tim will do it. But I've got a New Riff, about half full bottle of the rye. Specifically, it's the New Riff rye. So for New Riff, that was a good cork pop. It's not going to be good enough to beat Beka, but usually it's one of those deals where the first one tends to be okay, then after that, New Riff tends to be bad. But that one was solid, but and enough to win on many of our shows, but not this one. Beka clearly has the lead. Tim still to go.
All right, I've taken all my Katie Joyce suggestions, and I've got them all implemented now. We're going to try this with some Pop Casey's 9-grain moonshine.
Okay. That was actually very good too, buddy.
I actually heard it.
It's not going to be enough to win, but that
nope.
The whatever you did with the sound actually worked there. It would sound like it was going to be loud. He's going to be a player, I think, moving forward.
We're on to something now.
You are on to something. That was actually you could start to win.
Yeah.
If you have good bottles.
He touched his desk there and it was like boom. I thought it was at the IMAX theater for a second. So if you have a solid cork pop, it's going to be amazing. But not this time. Beka wins.
Not this time. Cheers. Congrats, Beka.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about things we're interested in distillery gift shops. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. We're also sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop focuses exclusively on barrel picks. It's the job of owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot to seek out distilleries that are making the best whiskey in the world, taste through their barrels, and select the ones that are off-profile in the best way possible. They have high standards and refuse to allow anything into their store other than something they would be proud to have their name on. This leads to some really awkward conversations with distilleries that can't make it, but they do it for you, their customers. Learn more about what is going on at their St. Louis-based store by heading over to abvbarrelshop.com. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
This is Danny Kennard, which is turning into Freddie Mills. Y'all have a good fucking day because this is the Bourbon Daily. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about what we want to buy in the distillery gift shop.
Yes, we are. So, I think we have to start with special releases, right? We'll start on the liquor side, and then we'll move to the other gifts and things like that.
Yep.
But, I think just having your regular products isn't enough. If it's a distillery where you can just go to the store and buy the same thing, well, why buy it at the distillery? Yeah, but if you can buy something that is unique, something that you only offer there, I think that's cool. And that's the kind of things I'm looking for when I go to a gift shop. I'm looking for distillery only selections type of thing. So
I think that's a necessity.
I do too.
It's like, I think it sucks, especially, people going over to like Buffalo Trace and then there's just Buffalo Trace on the shelf.
Right.
Which I know that you can't find that everywhere, but it's like, okay, this
wonderful.
is boring. But like Maker's Mark, they have all their gift shop like special
they have
ones.
A lot of gift shop special
and those
ones.
are fantastic.
And you can dip them yourselves. You buy it,
Yeah.
the dipping's included. So they got a pretty good thing going at Maker's.
Well, if you think about it, they're helping out their margins, right? They're not paying the team to dip those, so we might as well let the knuckleheads come in here
team,
do it for us. And
no distributor,
charge them an extra 20%.
Either. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
It's kills on the margin.
And all the ones I've had from there, amazing.
Yeah.
All fantastic. Like you should, that is always what you should buy if you're going to Maker's Mark for the tour and you want to buy a bottle or dip a bottle. Do not buy the regular Maker's Mark. That's That's the dumbest thing that you could do. Don't buy the 46. Get one of their gift shop picks that they have in there because you will not be disappointed. You'll be so thrilled because it is delicious.
Yeah, and they always have their special releases. There are things like the wood finishing series, things that you might be hunting for back home. They'll have them in the gift shop all the time, that kind of stuff. So yeah, check that out. What else on the gift side? What are some good gift items that I think that you're looking for or you see a lot of people looking for? T-shirts. I think T-shirts are
a good T-shirt.
Yeah, swag is right off the bat. Yeah.
I think that also, if you can find something that not every distillery has too, or something that's more unique, I think that having cool pins is always a good idea. There's not a huge profit margin on those, but it is a cool thing to have, especially when they are actually cool pins. Like people that get pins are excited when they see that you have cool pins.
Right.
And just not everyone has them, but that's a cool thing. The hat's obviously a necessity when they're also, once again, it's something a little bit different, something cool. Like these barrel stave ones are fantastic that we have at the distillery. People love these when they see them in the gift shop. Something you shouldn't have that we have is whiskey stones.
Oh, you got the whiskey stones.
No whiskey stones. Yes. Public service announcement, no whiskey stones.
Do you ever sell any of those?
Begrudgingly, yes.
Really?
I don't.
You got to get rid of them.
Yes, I have to talk about and when people are like, oh, so what are these? And I'm like, so those are whiskey stones. I talk about them and I'm like, oh God. And they are it is what it is.
Right.
But those are the least important thing to have in there.
You want to have unintended dental work.
Right.
Please make sure that you put this in a rocks glass and take it all the way down.
We do sell them. So don't have those in there, but pins, cool hats, comfy shirts.
Yes.
Always the comfy
nice
shirts.
Fabric.
Yeah.
Do the extra mile on it. Pay a little bit extra to get
People
that nice
do
fabric.
like the super soft shirts these days. So
yes.
They want that for sure. The hats are good.
Anything else? One other thing I would add on there that I really didn't think I would enjoy, but I actually enjoy a lot are keychains from the distilleries. So while all the cars now all have key fobs and there's no real keys anymore, there's a lot of us that still have office keys, and I used my Limestone branch one for that. I use my Neely Family Distillery keychain for the ones around the house. that I have laying around. So I do have a little set of keychains where I put certain things on, and they're nice memories because every time it hits your hand, you're like, yeah, I got to get back, or yeah, I remember that trip. It's a little thing that I think is, well, I think it's fading away. The little bit of that nostalgia is coming back. That one really gets me, are those keychains from the right places.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. What about, I think ornaments.
Ornaments,
that is actually probably, well, ornaments and magnets, I would say are like, obviously t-shirts, but like ornaments and magnets are a really big thing for a lot of people.
Yes.
Because people collect those so often, as well as the pins, they've got their bourbon tree at home. So you want to have your cool,
I agree.
distillery specific ornaments.
It's a play entire year because the collectors aren't going to necessarily be at your place, at the holiday season. So they want to see and get those. And then, of course, during the holidays, that's the time when people are grabbing anything, and especially with holiday themed. So yeah.
But people just, they fucking love those ornaments, and we've got our Papa one.
Yeah.
Which is great. We've had some
great.
people like asking to like sign their Papa ornament, which is
He loves
fantastic.
that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But-
Yeah.
Make sure you pay him first, folks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they love that. Here's something. This is something that we have put into the gift shop. So we have some, actually a lot of used barrel staves, and we have
Yes.
and we have bungs that have been used. So like literally destroyed bungs.
And
Like
people buy that, or they want those,
hammered
right?
out
Go
or
there.
yanked out, and we sell those.
Yeah.
And nothing makes Royce happier than when someone goes, yeah, someone, they bought one of those used bungs for $2.99.
We had a stave fight this week at the ABV Barrel Shop. Not people fighting with it. Kyle Neely brought in some. Was like, I don't want these. Anybody want them? And then Pam Hoyle was there, and she said, I'll take them. Then she left them, and he's like, she was probably just saying that she don't want them. So he gave them to someone else. Then she texts me the next day and says, I need to come by and get those staves. I'm like, he gave them away to somebody else. And then
All hell broke loose.
Yeah, then the nuclear button got pushed, and how are we getting them back? I don't know. I don't
Well, it's funny you say that, Becca, because like at Maker's Mark, they I don't know if they do anymore, but I've got 6 staves from a 46 barrel, that French oak that they would add in there. And in the holiday time, I'll throw them in different corners of the house and stuff like that. And you get that nose still. And this is probably
Really?
6 years ago I've had those things.
Really?
It's a nice little scent across the house. Or you throw those chips in the fireplace or something like that. And you get a little bit of that out of the fireplace.
Oh, nice.
Or barbecuing if you're smoking stuff. That stuff churns up real nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. I use it in the barbecue for sure.
That's another thing that we have in our gift shop is a local guy. They do just wood specific things. So like they made us smoker kits where they actually like shave down all the stuff. They've got like apple shavings, not apples, but apple wood shavings, walnut, sassafras, all these different woods. You can buy the wood shavings in different size cans. You can actually buy a kit that has a smoker in it. It's got the little topper.
Nice.
And you have the wood shavings in it. But they also gave us, it's just bags of used barrel staves chopped up into chunks. And so you can use those for
That's cool.
your grilling and stuff, which is
They're
another thing that
good to
people
work with
think
too.
is cool.
We have them at the barrel shop. Same people. I met them
Yeah.
through Royce.
They're
and,
fantastic.
like the sassafras was one we had them order the first time they got it, and then aspen, and then beechwood. Those are 3 that we had them order. The beechwood we like for the St. Louis connection, obviously. Budweiser, beechwood, and then aspen we liked because of distillery 291. And a lot of people like how that comes across. We thought, well, you can add it to your cocktails. And then the sassafras was just a wild one that we came up with. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So that's good. I think the last thing I want to throw out there is bourbon barrel foods. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
People like
You're reading them,
incorporating-
and that's the last on my list.
Yeah.
Yep.
People like incorporating bourbon into their cooking and stuff like that. And
They fucking love those. And
yeah,
then
bourbon barrel foods kills it. Yeah.
we keep, we actually keep one of them open. So one of the spices, I've got the smoked sea salt. I keep that behind the bar. And when I see people are over there kind of looking at it, you can tell they're like, oh, I wonder if these are good or not. I bring that over there and go, here, just give this a smell. So you kind of have an idea of like the quality of what you're going to be getting.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they always buy it after they smell one of those because they are freaking good.
Yeah, they do a great job there for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't think I've left Kentucky without having some of that bourbon sugar that they have. I'll find it at some of my favorite distillery. I buy it there, or the Kentucky Yaki, the teriyaki.
That's fantastic. Kentucky Yaki is
spectacular.
I love that stuff.
The
and
soy
then
sauce.
you got to throw in the bourbon balls too as well from Art Eatables.
Bourbon balls, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's another must-have is bourbon balls or truffles or something like that. You got to have the candy.
Candy, yeah, for sure.
I mean, really, there's not stuff that isn't gonna people just love all that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
It's another thing that you should always have in your gift shop is any of Steve Akeley's books.
Oh yes,
I was gonna go
of
there
course,
too.
of course.
I'm looking for the touristy books.
The books,
Exactly.
yes.
Bourbon assignments.
Bourbon assignments.
Yep.
Get my books for sure. For sure, not the other people's, mine specifically.
Just Steve's.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, all right. On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Tim, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website, abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out because we put everything that we do out there. All those past issues of Bourbon Zeppelin or Quick Bourbon Notes, our most popular publication. Maybe you want to hear old shows. It's all out there, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. You can try before you buy. Check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See you, everyone.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some of the great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro is owned and operated by Russell Creed, who makes stills for the hobby distiller. He offers a one-stop shop for everything the at-home distiller needs. Whether it's a small, experimental stovetop still or something bigger you run outside, he has the still or parts you would have difficulty fabricating yourself if you were trying to build a DIY still project. Additionally, he has resources to assist in creating unique distilled spirits, including heirloom grains, barrels for aging, and recipes. Check out Russell's company online at moonshinestillpro.com. Finally, I have a question for you. Have you ever boxed a bear? Of course not. That'd be silly. Bears really don't follow the rules, so shots in the back of the head, punches to the nuts, and scrums after the bell would be the norm. A better idea would be to enjoy Boxing Bear Whiskey, a brand crafted by Nobleton's Distilling House in Union, Missouri, and sold exclusively at the ABV Barrel Shop in suburban St. Louis. This is a popular offering that sells out quickly, but when you're in town, stop by the ABV Barrel Shop and see if they have it in stock. Better yet, sign up for their email and text distribution over at abvbarrelshop.com and you'll know exactly when it is in stock. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.